Today is 3rd April 2021. Just wanted to give an update on the growth of the seeds that we've been sowing over the week. So the first 10 beds we sowed beans, French bush beans, on Monday, and today is Saturday. Almost 5 days later, things have started germinating. In fact, yesterday morning when I saw, I couldn't see many plants, but now really surprised to see that almost everywhere these kind of sprouts have started coming. So we did 2 rows in a given bed, 1 feet apart, and between the plants there is 2 feet gap. And now I have told the farm laborers not to touch the drip tapes because they might damage the budding plants. Thankfully there's not much wind today. Hopefully they will grow soon and it should all be okay. And on this side, from beds 11 to 20, we did okra, that is lady's finger. I do see a lot of small plants, but I'm not sure if they are weeds or lady's finger. I think we have to wait for some more time and then check it. I'm hoping that in the next 2 or 3 days they will germinate. Apparently there was a problem with one of our labor families this week and we had to let him go, unfortunately. After almost 2.5 years, we had to take a tough call. Despite multiple warnings, they kept drinking in the evenings and they created some unwanted trouble, like beating the cows and breaking the shed doors and things like that. So while the intention is to help and support people, give them a regular salary, we could not tolerate a safety issue like this, and with a tough heart we had to let him go. So now looking for another family. The one that we got recently is from Nepal, and relatively a younger family, and I do see lots of energy and enthusiasm, which is a good sign. Okay, I can see one lady's finger sprouting here. This should be lady's finger. And on this side, from beds 21 to 45, the plan is to do tomato and maybe a little bit of chili, but we're not planning to sow the seeds directly. The idea I have is to just buy some seedling trays, and with the help of coco peat we will germinate them and then sow them and then plant them. But that's going to take at least 2 to 3 weeks, and there's going to be a lot of weeds by then. So we have sowed methi and radish. So methi will be like this, cutting across the bed 1 feet apart each, and in the gaps right in the center we have done radish. So the reason why I chose radish is to just help the soil structure a little bit as the roots of the radish comes, hoping that the soil around the radish roots become a little loose and it will improve the soil structure. And then methi, because of 2 reasons. One is it's a good cover crop which fixes nitrogen, and secondly we can get a faster yield in about 3 to 4 weeks. So we did this in 2 batches. We did 16 beds on one day and another 9 beds today. So we did like around 2.5 hours of work in the morning. So I must tell you, it's very difficult to manage both office work and the farm. So the good part is I start my office in the afternoon and try and work in the farm in the mornings. So I'm limited with time a little bit. So sowing seeds and setting up the farm, all that happens only in the morning time, and then in the afternoon I go back to work. And then as you notice, it's quite sunny these days and very hot, so trying to make sure that the beds are as wet as possible. So we are giving water twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, for 20 beds at a time. 20 to 25 beds can be irrigated now with the pressure that we are getting. So for the 10 beds of beans and 10 beds of lady's finger, we give water at once, and then for the remaining field, which is right now full of methi and radish, we give it at once. And this part of the field is for the grafted brinjal, which we have ordered. Grafted brinjal meaning the bottom part of the plant, which is called the sorry, I don't remember the name. The bottom section is with eggberry, and the top part, which is called cyan, is the brinjal. And that I'm really keen to try, and it's expected to arrive another 3 to 4 weeks. So the plan is we will do the same methi cover crop, try to fix nitrogen before it arrives, and hopefully in 3 to 4 weeks the brinjal trays would arrive, and by then we would have harvested methi and we will be good to go. Another challenge that I'm facing is shortage of cow urine. So for the first 20 beds, with whatever cow urine we had, we prepared the Ganajivamrita, about 100 kg of cow dung, and it was sufficient for quarter of an acre. And for this part of the field where we have done methi, we have not added Ganajivamrita, mainly because of the shortage in cow urine. We do have cow dung, but cow urine is not sufficient. So for that, the plan I have thought of is to give Drava Jivamrita, which is the liquid form. And luckily we had spread some old cow dung that we had to this part of the field completely before we started. So I'm just hoping that the Drava Jivamrita should be sufficient for now. And we are yet to prepare Jivamrita, planning to do that in the next week. We have the tank, we have to do the same Venturi setup. Right now we're digging a hole. We'll see a separate video on the filter and how we are planning to send it to the drip irrigation with the help of Venturi. But for now the plan is we'll wait until the cow urine is collected, and then maybe one of the days next week we'll prepare the Jivamrita. Another quick update on the CO4 and Super Napier. This is about 5 weeks now. As you see, there's a lot of weeds right now and they have to be de-weeded. I've asked them to wait for 1 more week before we start the weeding process. Just trying to get some green fodder for the cows. But otherwise the growth has been generally okay. Very satisfactory growth on the Super Napier, which is this part of the field. As you see, almost everywhere on every stem there is good growth. On the other hand, CO4 was a little slow to start with, and I see that almost 50% of the stems have grown and the remaining have not. And the leaves are little red in color mixed with green compared to really pure green on the Super Napier. So this is all about 5 weeks old. I'll probably give another update after the weed removal. We should be able to see the plants a little better. So that's pretty much it from me today. Those were the key updates. So the priority next week will be to do the piping setup on the other field, do the pit for Jivamrita, wait for the cow urine, prepare Drava Jivamrita, which is liquid form of Jivamritam, give it to the field, and then maybe if time permits we will do the same cover crop, methi and radish on the other part of the field. Wait for a few weeks, harvest them, and then start with tomato and grafted brinjal. Okay, that's it from me today. Catch you on a different video. Bye bye.